What I want to focus on is something that I would swear under oath, penalty of perjury, what I'm about to present to you, because Dominion isn't needed. I'm not saying that nothing nefarious happened with Dominion. I just can't confirm it. Yeah. I can confirm to you that these people voted from, or who may or may not be real people, voted from addresses that do not exist. What I'm about to show you today has not been admitted into any court, and this is just what we had time to see. There are thousands, potentially hundreds of thousands, but I can't confirm it.
Yeah,
we just have those lists. Well, and every single one we went to, by the way, every single one we went to was bullshit. Not some. Yeah. You are seeing every single address we visited. We present to you our segment, absolute proof beyond any doubt that's super proof for real.
All right. That's good, yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
So let me explain to you what it is that we did, okay? Some of our brilliant researchers here, on a hunch, accumulated voter data from government websites, okay? We checked if the addresses were deliverable by UPS, and then we checked if there was a registered property at that address. So we're going to go through them, but here's a quick snapshot collage so you can just see boom, 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 boom. To start this off, actually, we sent one of our interns, who at that point was in Nevada, to go look at some of these addresses in Nevada. So Junior Choi, let's bring him out here and have him talk about, come on in, Junior Choi. Are you confused about where to sit, Junior Choi?
He is.
We did this in run through. Okay, you need to put on your headphones there. I love how he's sitting on the back pillow like a booster seat. It's meant to support his lower back, but he's using like a phone book.
He's a pretty tall guy, too. You don't need the booster seat.
Did you know that when he was a child, he made those headphones in a sweatshop?
Oh, yeah. I knew I recognized these.
Too. Yeah, it's pretty good. Good for you.
So, Choi Jr., first off, we think you may be a narcoleptic and you don't know it, but we'll revisit that after we did the Asian rosé shop.
Worth exploring.
What did you think when you were requested by us? We said, hey, can you go visit some of these addresses? Right away, did you think, well, this isn't going to be a thing?
Well, I mean, like, I wasn't sure what to expect. I looked at some of the locations on Google Maps using the satellite mode, and I saw that a lot of them were empty. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try to get as many as possible.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, I know. I remember talking to his dad, Dr. Troy, where he said, I saw the empty lot. Was flabbergasted. Ray Emery, 1732 Yale Street, apartment 409, right about now. Well, hold on a second.
But there's nothing there.
That one's even detailed. It's apartment 409.
Lots of apartments seem to be missing.
It does. Yeah, it seems like how many? Where's apartments 1 through 408?
Yeah, who knows?
Well, if there's a 5th floor too, it's all gone.
Yeah,
all of it's gone.
I mean, listen, if there's been some kind of a controlled demolition like Tower 7, I'm just asking questions. Then we need to alert the authorities. Because it's an apartment complex. This is Susana Maria Lopez, 1009 South 17th Street. Explain to me, and by the way, that's the paper from last week when you went out and did it. Yeah. And no more shooting vertical, Choi Jr.
I'm sorry.
You're supposed to be technologically capable. What was that?
Well, it was just an empty area between like a commercial like square and a bank.
And did you check?
There's nothing there.
You checked the addresses before and after those empty lots to make sure that the address it wasn't like just moved.
Yeah.
So it's an address that does not exist.
It just wasn't there. There's nothing there.
It seems like I'm noticing a trend. Okay, and again, no proof at all. You want to sue us? Say these are wrong? Come at me, bro. Stephanie Marie Ramelli voted from 221 North, and of course, unless otherwise specified. Stephanie Marie Ramelli, 221 North Spruce Street is where she voted from right about now.
So, like, the two houses I zoomed into were 219 and 223 North Bruce Street. And there was no 221 in between that. And I asked one of the residents who was actually, like, in front of his house at the time if he ever heard of a 221 North Bruce Street. And he says he's never heard of it, so.
Do you think, but now, did the person you asked, do you think he could have been lying to you just because you're Asian? And which one of these would you say, by the way, is the worst of the ones that you had visited? Like, which one stood out at you? Was it one of the ones we've already seen, or is it one of the ones coming up?
Okay, one of the ones coming up, actually.
Okay. All right, so let me know when you say it's the worst one. So this one is Michael Travis Carmen voted from 215 South Casino Center Boulevard. And that's, I know you're thinking, oh, he voted from one of those buildings. Field? No, he's voting from the lawn, correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
There's no address.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the way, are these people voting in person, listing that as address, or is this mail-in voting on this one?
I don't know. It's some of the. I don't know exactly.
So it's just the roll. We
These
don't
are
know
the roll.
exactly.
Yeah,
Okay,
again, because a lot of these things aren't really available. People
Yeah.
think that they've done hand recounts of the paper ballots where there's signature.
Right.
No, they've done recounts of the tabulations in a lot of these cases.
Right, yeah.
Which really, at that point, you just have to trust the machine. There
Yeah.
need to be some hand audits, and this is not me saying that the ghost of Hugo Chavez came in and entered a vote 15 times. What
Right.
I am saying is there are errors. We know there's a potentially 3% error sometimes with these voting
Yeah,
machines,
yeah.
and we know. Look. I don't think we need another boogeyman as it relates to a voting machine.
No.
When you have the boogeyman of the SEIU showing up in the middle of the night with stacks of votes and not allowing poll observers in to the appropriate precinct. There is so much evidence, and what's been dismissed is not the evidence, it's
Right.
procedurally. Or yesterday, they said the Supreme Court said, well, the case in Pennsylvania is moot. It's moot because it's after the election. It's moot because you didn't do anything before the election.
Right.
Like, well, it's over now. It's not because you.
And Clarence-
you made it over.
Yeah.
Now, don't yell. This is nobody's fault. It is. This is your fault.
This is your fault.
Yeah, and Clarence Thomas wrote a dissent on that saying, look, we missed an opportunity to basically make sure that everybody thought that this election was fine. And he goes, and we missed an opportunity to look into the legality of unelected officials changing voting
And
laws
they
in
said,
states.
and black men talking about equal opportunity again.
I'm not kidding. It was 3 comments later. It was somebody saying he would be whipping folks so Master wouldn't get tired from a black guy. And I'm like, seriously? Every time a black guy comes out and says something you don't like, he's like
Yeah.
the House person,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Come on.
The House
Yeah.
what?
I didn't
The what?
say it.
The,
I know you
the
can't
House
say
what?
it.
I,
'Cause
the
if you
House
say
Joe
it-
Biden word.
If you
You got the goods.
bring that back up, can you pause it?
Oh,
Because it was
God.
so short. So, no, we don't need to. Okay, so there you go. There's the paper. What is this? What is this? Explain this to me,
so
Troy
this
Jr.
is what I think is the worst one. So it was like
wow.
right in a highway underpass. So
Wow.
I was in the middle of the street like trying to take this video, so I like didn't take it that long because
Maybe
there was
they're
traffic coming
homeless.
There
behind
wasn't
me.
even a way to pull over?
Yeah, like there was nothing there. Like the closest parking area was like right up at the end of that, and there was a government building, but the thing is all private parking, so I couldn't actually park there and walk down, or I had to park like 20-minute walk away.
So
from that,
potentially,
so.
maybe we have to. Someone could have voted from that government building. May have been the address.
No, like literally when I looked it
whoops.
up, like when I looked it up on my car GPS and on Google Maps, it literally pointed to that highway, like underpass.
Wow.
Yeah.
What kind of Toyota do you drive?
No, he's
Better
Korean.
watch out, man.
Oh, so Hyundai.
Oh, yeah.
Hyundai.
Kia.
Hyundai?
Kia.
Do you
Yeah,
have a
there you
Kia?
go. I'm also noticing a trend here. These names are. It doesn't seem like a lot of just straight up white folk names.
Why would
so
you say
far.
that?
Because
Yeah,
I haven't
what-
heard that.
Okay,
Why would you point
Clarence
that out? What are you
Thomas
trying to
III.
do?
Susana Maria Garcia. That's
Sounds
straight
white to
up
me.
white lady.
No, let me be clear. Let me be clear because Gerald is racist.
No,
I don't have a problem with the name Christina Joy Raya Gupana so much as the vote from a place that isn't a place.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really my major gripe. Yours is the level of melanin in the skin. That's okay.
that's not
You
a
do you.
gripe.
Here's another one. This one could go either way. And by the way, you could guys can comment. Is your mind blown yet? Because we have plenty of these. I just
Yeah.
want to present these to you. Just comment which one you think is the worst because we want this to get out to as many. So if you don't take the time to comment, and you can't do it while we're broadcasting this live, do it when the show is archived afterward. This is the one to comment on and start a discussion. And maybe you guys can do some research yourself. Anyone can do this. It just takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
This one is Adele Bishop, who voted from 2175 Westgate. Now.
Oh, that's fast.
Pause that. Yeah, pause
Jeez,
that.
that's
So,
so fast.
pause it, and then Junior Choi, you can explain to us. So what is this exactly?
Okay, so I actually took multiple pictures and videos of this one because there was no 2175. So basically, the house numbers start from 2730 and end at 2834 on that street. So there is no 2175, and I looked around the other parts of the neighborhood, and there was nothing that went below 2730 at all over there.
Really?
So yeah. So like 2175, like when I looked it up on Google Maps like earlier, it pointed directly at the corner that leads into the neighborhood area. So not
Like, it
even
must
not
be
even a house
here, I
number.
don't know.
Yeah, not even a house number.
And here's the thing, just so you know, so you guys, if you do your own research out there, everything that we did on Google Earth checked out.
Yeah.
But I was, again, informed by my lawyer, I can't make the claim because we could do way, 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 way more if we just use Google Earth to confirm it. I was told unless you actually go there or have someone visit there and can
Yeah.
prove that you can't actually claim it, you could be removed from YouTube or Facebook. So you guys could do all this research with Google Earth, and at least that'll give you a general idea. And then we encourage you to at least find some in your neighborhood. But don't take my word for it. It's in a book.
Oh, geez, back to reading.
So another one, Gerald's going to hate this because it's ethnic.
He really is a racist.
I am not racist.
And he's tall and white.
Listen.
He's the personification of Coke Clear. Christina Joy Ruaya. No, wait. Did I already get through this? The Gupana? Didn't I already do that?
Nope.
Oh, wait. Hold on a second.
That's close, but it's not the same.
Wait,
Wait,
is it the same name?
It's the same name.
no, it's not.
Yeah, did you notice this?
It is the same name.
It's the same name. Hold on a second.
At 2 addresses?
I didn't. Did you know this, Austin?
No, I didn't actually know.
Okay, so the one. Go back to clip D. Bring up clip D.
All right.
That was, unless I have this wrong here, unless it was listed wrong, that's Christina
one?
Joy Rua Gupana, 353
Under the bridge.
West Bonneville. And this one right here is Christina Joy Ruaya Gupana at 4389 Escondido Street, clip F.
Can we confirm this?
Wow.
Music. I'm not even in my car at that point.
Is that mandolin music?
It's got to be.
The camera.
Are you like an Uber rolling massage parlor?
Yeah.
I'm not even in
That's
my
just
car
theme
there.
music.
I'm not even in my car there. I don't know how that music is there.
You know exactly how it is. You're lying.
Okay.
Is there like tequila for Asians?
Hands down.
Let's make sure, check with Lily that I have this right.
Yeah,
we're checking. Let's check.
Yeah.
And that it wasn't listed wrong because it's the same name at another different address. Now explain that one to me. That was with the Escondido Street.
Yeah, so the Escondido Street one, I zoomed in towards the building number because it said 4386. And like I looked around for 4389, but there was nothing remotely close to that except for that one building that had 4386 over there. So I looked around and I couldn't find it. So that was the closest thing I found to that. So
And that matched up with what we saw on Google Earth beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, we had to confirm it. Thank you. I'm glad that we have interns and people who are willing to do this because I cannot make the claim if we check tens of thousands through Google Earth. Hey, fair play. I can be removed.
You know who we could enlist for this to help us? I mean, if only we had the technology for this.
The Klan
UPS.
again?
UPS.
Yeah.
No. When has the Klan been known for their technological advancements?
Like, man, I don't know how to open this phone. How do I unlock my own phone?
Right?
That's a very
Now,
good
I
point.
think we all think the masks were a nice idea. Could have been done better.
Can't see through them too good for computer hacking.
Yeah, it's hard. Real hard. I can't see, man.
I only cut one eye hole in it. It's ridiculous.
Here's another one. Charles Delgado voted from 5512 Doe Avenue, and that's just an empty lot.
Yep.
Austin.
Jeez.
Yeah, nothing much else about that.
Stephen Philip Pingpank.
Okay. All right, that's a name.
That
Sure.
sounds, first off, Philip spelled with one L and Pingpank. That really seems like
Yeah.
a BS name.
Yeah, if it's not real, you're definitely racist for doing that.
Yeah. I don't know why. You're racist for thinking that. Pingpank voted from 7801 Gomer Road now. Look at that.
wow.
So what is that exactly? That almost looks like it could be like an airport.
So Mr. Pink over there.
He can say that.
Yeah.
It's okay
He
for
lives
him.
in
Yeah.
that abandoned plane park.
But he votes every year.
It's glamping. It's
This is,
glamping. He lives in an old half plane.
Yes.
So what is that?
It's a little close. It's actually like I honestly don't know. It's next to like a bunch of trucking shipping yards, and that part was like I don't know. It's like a warehouse looking thing. That's all I could really figure out from that.
And there was no 70801.
That one area was some.
Oh, that was the area.
Yeah.
Is there like a guy at a toll booth or something? Could he be voting from there?
Nothing. There was
There's
like
nothing.
The only people I saw there were on different lots in like shipping yards, like taking stuff and putting them into trucks and stuff like that. So
Thank you so much, Troy Jr. We appreciate it. You
Yeah.
can go back on to
did
falling asleep
fine
or doing
work.
some other work.
Nice. I thought the most egregious one, like obviously,
We still have
a
more,
lot.
by the way,
No,
from Dave
yeah,
Landau.
still got more.
And people watching, hit the notification bell if you
Yeah.
subscribe because subscriptions don't work. Notification bells don't always work. So
Yeah.
just watch us Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m.
Bookmark the
Eastern.
page.
Just
Yeah.
bookmark the page. Check in every morning.
Pipe down hard.
I'll never watch Sweating to the Oldies again.
I promise. I'll watch it
I-
for the
I have
right
a-
reasons.
I have a correction
Yeah.
for that second one. So the first one was Christina Joy, whatever. The second one, the Escondido address, the second one that we showed was
Yes.
Jody D. DuVernay.
Jody
Oh,
D.
okay.
DuVernay.
Different
Okay,
name.
got
All
accent.
names
So
get
look,
mixed.
we admit when we get it wrong. That one name there, but the address still bull.
That works.
So then we just, on a hunch, decided Dave Landau, who is in the wonderful city of Detroit,
Yes.
represented by a giant black fist. I don't think there's a more accurate monument for a
True.
city than
No,
the Joe
it's,
Louis fist.
right there in the middle of town.
Right there in the middle of town. And Joe Louis, of course, my favorite boxer. That's why we
Yeah.
named Joe Louis after him. He's not in here right now because he's been a little bit antsy because he had to go to the vet yesterday.
Oh,
and so he
no.
didn't get his wiggles out. So he's going to destroy everything.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Can't
want
have
him
that.
to just be destroying cameras in the middle of the show having to go, shoot! So, yeah. So you were in
Just
Detroit.
tranquilizers, okay.
Yes.
Him.
And
Put him to
we
sleep.
sent you out to. You came in really quick because Detroit was a smaller area, so smaller area to cover. And you came back with like 10 of these that you just did in an afternoon or something, right?
Yeah, I knew some of the areas, so I just immediately went to those places. So a couple of the ones like Lasser that I didn't get, they were over on the west side, but I assure you there's not a building there.
I can
I
tell
may not
you.
have the proof, but when I saw it, I'm like, really?
Yeah, you're like, listen, this is enough. Just take this.
I seriously debated. I'm like, I just take a picture of any parking lot, and then if you check it, you'd be like, yeah, he's right.
So the good thing is there are a lot of very vanilla white names here
Yeah.
in
Okay.
Detroit,
Oh, good.
which actually makes it even more suspicious.
Yeah.
That's a little scary.
John Williams in the
Oh.
middle. So John, we'll show a clip here. John Williams voted from 986. This is in Michigan, Central Street here.
Okay, 986 Central Ave is apparently a median. And then over there is a restaurant, so it's weird.
This is the very beginning for him, right?
Someone voted from the median.
And I did
Wow.
take pictures. It was a median. I was driving up and down the street, and there was a white lady shoveling, and I just wanted to pull up and be like, "Why are you here?"
Right.
But it's in a little area called Mexican Town, which is it's pretty nice, good
Yeah.
food. I highly recommend.
Is it largely Latino?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the best food in Detroit, and at night you get stabbed, so it's
Yeah,
authentic
it's
to
nice.
the
It's
country.
It's a twofer.
Mary Anna Banks, Detroit proper. Mary Anna Banks voted from 18356 Moros Road.
7 Mile, essentially.
Okay, so that's
Well,
right. So is that
Moros.
kind of like Vernier turns into 8 Mile
Yes.
and Moros?
Yeah,
Okay.
Moros and Kelly.
Now,
18356 seems to be an abandoned building. Yeah.
now we did confirm it was abandoned, right?
Oh, it was.
Yeah,
It was
we're not
atta-
sending people like some guy just lives and
Yeah.
just like, this isn't abandoned. I just like having 3 parking garages in my house.
Can I do this?
Can't I do this?
No, what it was it was attached to like a Jiffy Lube, so I went into that place and I was like, "Oh, is this part of that?" And they're like, "Oh no, that's empty property."
Yeah. They found a homeless man in the elevator shaft. You're like, well, I have an elevator shaft. It's 1 floor. Where would we put the homeless man?
And in all seriousness, it did disturb me the more and more I went.
Did you go to any where it was a valid address?
No.
That we didn't include? Because we just said, look, he was on his way here. We said, could
Yeah.
you hit these first 10 that we have?
No, and I took a video. I don't know if you have it, but it's just of the area where I was driving to just show you. It doesn't look like a high voting area.
Well, you know what? You're not taking into account most popular president ever. Did I do Marta Ray? No. Marta Ray Johnson voted from, this is again, all Michigan. So we've just done Nevada, Michigan. We have more from Arizona, other states. I just don't. Do you want me to do this show or do you want me to travel across the country? You let me know because I can do this all day and then the courts will say, no evidence and it's moot. It's moot because you made it moot. You're moot. Marta Ray Johnson, 750 Clarepoint Street, now.
Okay, this is 750 Clarepoint, and it just is, it's like a trucking company or a field in front of a trucking company.
And that's what it was.
There's no way someone voted from that field.
No, I would guess not. There was no residence on it. I made an igloo.
Read, and now let's go to Torrance Devin Martinez. Now, look, a little diversity.
yeah.
There you go.
Voted from 13. I can't believe there's still so many more of these. 1326 is a Shane Street?
Shane Street.
Shane Street now.
This is 1326 Shane, and it appears to be a field between 2 apartment buildings. It's a field.
There were rocks, though. If he did live in
Yes.
a rock.
It looked like some nice trees. A good
Yeah.
spot to pin a pair of pleated
Dockers?
pants.
Yeah, you
You know?
could. It was definitely a nicer area, closer to downtown.
Yeah.
And then there were 2 apartment buildings that were not this address. And then right in the middle, this park is where apparently he lives and voted for.
Well, could there be a treehouse?
There could have been a tree house.
Could be glamping.
He could live under a
sounds
rock.
fun.
Could be glamping in Detroit,
Yeah.
which is, again, the elevator shaft. You were about to say something, Tokenon?
Yeah, so I actually have an update on this from Sarah.
Okay.
It's funny, this this morning she was like, Can anyone please help me try and find triple confirm the source that this man is a prisoner? And I was like, sir, do you have 2 sources? I think we're good. We can start with 2 sources.
This voter?
So,
prisoner?
Wait,
this is
so
his
that's
arrest
He's
record.
currently in prison.
So okay, we're finding this out in real time.
hold on, so that's one source. Her second source was that all of these addresses that she sent us for Detroit are residential addresses. I'm sorry, the residential address matches the mailing address, except for this one. The mailing address is like the county sheriff.
Oh, wow.
So bring up that overlay again. So this is
Send
from
your fan
this
mail.
is from. So hold on a second. So this is Torrance Devin Martinez. So we have 2 sources confirming because his address is the county jail, and then now we have an arrest record right there, which would suggest I think he's probably still in prison. And he voted from bring back up Clip L. So that's him. That's
This
Torrance.
is 1326 Shane, and it appears to be
Park.
a field between 2 apartment buildings. It's a field.
Wow. We're finding this out in real time. Again, this is there's only so much legwork that we can do. No evidence, mind you. No evidence, but that's
Yeah.
a prisoner. So does that change your maybe if now you know that he's a convicted felon?
Yes.
Could have voted from that field. They're crafty.
Well, he was sitting behind me in the car.
Well,
Oh, that explains it.
buy that lot. Yeah, I'm gonna look good in that. So a prisoner voted from that address. And again, so that's 2. We didn't even go through those, the voting people who are actually incarcerated. Gosh, it's just the hits keep on coming. And again,
And there's more.
there's more.
Oh, no.
Alondra Ramirez and Elizabeth Gonzalez.
2 people.
This sounds like a BS thing, like Ramirez and Gonzalez. Those are the 2 names I always use when I write a Latino character.
I'm sure there are, but I did have a friend named Paul Martinez, but I've never met anybody.
No, it's
named-
Ramirez and Gonzalez. Ramirez
Yeah,
and
but
Gonzalez.
They all sound the same to
Gonzalez.
him as what he just
This
said.
is- yeah.
No,
pretty
Martinez
much.
was the last person.
Nope.
Yes, it was.
Oh, yeah, it was Devin Martinez. Yeah. No,
Look at this.
Devin Martinez was the last person.
I know.
The prisoner.
Trying to project his racism onto me.
He's trying to soften the blow. Alondra Ramirez and Elizabeth Gonzalez voted in Detroit from 5102 Brandon Street now.
Okay, 5102 is either Brandon. 5102 Brandon is either a fence or an alley. So, there you go.
When did the shades come out? Yeah.
I like to pretend I'm Mac tonight. What's crazy about it is there's nothing behind that fence.
Oh, really? There's no house.
not a
No,
house or
it's
anything?
like up towards the front, and
Okay.
it's not that property. And then there's like a Bible passage written on that fence, and then next to that is just an alley, and then the rest of the street is dogs barking at me.
Yeah,
But
well,
yeah, they were not happy.
They're
But
trained to. This next one is the last one. We have more that we can get to you, but I would love to see you guys in the comment section, whatever work you've done, because some other people we can't confirm and we can't include it necessarily because we can only include what we have visited with our own eyes. It's ridiculous, but you can all out there do your experiments with Google Earth because Google Earth or Google Maps, right? We use a satellite view. It checked out on all of these.
Yeah.
Not a single one that we went out to visit. Not one was legitimate, where we said, well, okay, so maybe the roles, maybe the issues that we cross-referenced here. No, every single one. This is the last one here. Is Alton Wesley Jenkins voted from 1404 Shane Street now.
Okay, this is 1404 Shane Street, apartment 1202, and it's the Coleman A. Young Community Center. Which is weird.
It's not that weird when you understand the history of
Oh,
Coleman
if you
Young.
know Coleman A. Young, it certainly fits.
Yeah, it absolutely fits. He was the guy who single-handedly destroyed. He said, y'all bad motherfuckers hit 8 Mile. And he told everyone to leave.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he took...
Community center.
Yeah.
He's the one that put White Boy Rick behind bars for 50 years because he was basically dating his niece.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, it's he was the king of corruption.
Yeah. And you wonder why there are no investigations and why this doesn't make it to court. Well,
Yeah.
look, that's the Coleman Young Community Center. That was the guy who established the legacy of who was in charge of Detroit. Good luck finding a balanced court. Good luck finding an unbiased judge. Good luck having a jury of your peers. Good luck getting any of this admitted to any court. Look, my point is you can go through the voter rolls, right, yourself. You could find, I guarantee you, tens of thousands in these important 5 states. Hundreds of thousands collectively. Okay. Well, actually, wait, hold on a second. Legally, I can't say that. I
Can't
guarantee
say.
you.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very likely. We have thousands that we haven't been able to visit personally. So if you live in an area where you can cross-reference that, hey, maybe you know what? If we get a few thousand, maybe that's considered valid enough to warrant an investigation. What bothers me is. And I can't tell you what was going on behind the scenes. I can't tell you who we spoke with or where information was exchanged. But we did so much work to try and do it. And thank you so much to Sarah, and thank you so much to Reg and Lily and people who helped us with this work, and Austin and Dave. I will tell you this. The fact that a lot of these cases have been dismissed procedurally is because people were lazy and didn't do their work. I looked at some of the evidence that was presented from people who we thought were in our, you know what, I'll just say it. People like Giuliani, people like Sidney Powell. Good people. Mike Lindell, I believe a good person, but it was wrong. I was able to confirm that some of this evidence that they were presenting was wrong. For example, they didn't cross-reference death certificates. They didn't take into account that someone of the same name could also have died. Now, that being said, there are dead people who have voted. They didn't take into account people who had changed addresses and people, for example, underage voters who were of age and potentially being registered at a certain point but were of age when they were voting. There were so many errors that they made it easy to be dismissed. This is the issue with the Dominion evidence right now.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I went through and look, people out there who are also Donald Trump supporters, who are also conservatives, but have a modicum of technical capabilities, back me up on this. Those IP addresses weren't real, and some of those counties didn't use Dominion software at all. It matters to be accurate. It matters to be truthful because it makes it too easy for these things to be dismissed. Now, because the people in positions of control, because the people had rubes advising them with no accountability, the burden of proof on someone like me, an entertainment, a comedy host, in requiring me now to go out to these addresses physically with an image of today's paper and showing you that address for fear of being banned from the biggest platforms on earth. It's wildly unfair.
Yeah.
Of course it is not balanced. The laws and the rules and the guidelines are not applied equally, but the back door to allow that to happen was the people who led you guys by the nose. There is mass voter fraud. There is evidence of mass voter fraud, but the evidence that was presented before and after January 6th, in many cases, it was just ill-founded, it was lazy, it was poorly done, and I will never lie to you. I may be wrong, but I will go to these lengths to try and make sure, to ensure that what we tell you is the truth, because I get pissed off when people who have all the money and all the PAC dollars and all the nonprofit funding just go, it's good enough. Let's say 60,000 dead people voted. You're wrong, and now it's made our life harder, and anyone with a YouTube channel or a Facebook page or a Twitter profile harder because you screwed the pooch in not even double-checking your sources.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.